Good evening to you all, the ones that are online and also the people that are here tonight. I'm replacing Lynn because she's on the technical side of things tonight. And here we have Madhav as co-host, and tonight's subject is the base chakra in our subtle system, the Muladhara. And we'll first of all describe some of the attributes of this particular centre and how important it is to us as humans. And it's, as you can see on the chart, the base one, it's like the earth in us, it is the earth element. And it's like the root of the tree. This is the tree of life. The actual quality of the Muladhara is like the roots that hold the tree firmly in the earth. And if our Muladhara is strong, it gives us a more balanced character. It's got the quality of a child, it's innocent, it's wise, and it's a fundamental part of the better side of the human. And I'll hand over to Madhav. He can say a few more things about that particular chakra.
Well, okay. I think one of the most important things about it is that it starts the process.
Mm-hmm.
It's right at the bottom. A tree is a good analogy. All the roots draw in all the nutrients, and they anchor a tree in the same way that it anchors us.
Yep.
And it starts the process of, and I think the camera zoomed into the chart. It starts the process of realization, which it's your first time today here, that's what we'll be doing. We'll be trying to get that little squiggly little thing in the triangle at the base of someone's spine, which is just above the Muladhara, and the Muladhara kind of keeps it steady, keeps it ready, and we're just going to get it to the top of our head, right on the top, which on the seventh chakra, which we call our Sahasrara. And I think we might do that process quickly, and then we can kind of run back to the Muladhara once we've got that process.
Once we've done that, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to lead us through that?
Yeah, happily.
Okay.
So even if you've done it before, it's always useful to do it again, and I like doing it over and over again every time, as many times as I can. So I find it's good for us. It's good for us.
Yes.
And it feels good at the end.
Yep.
So I think the first thing is, if you've got glasses or shoes, take them off. Get comfortable. Put your hands on your lap, feel your palms facing up, and close your eyes and just take a big, deep breath. Because if you're in Canberra, you've had a public holiday, but I imagine if you're somewhere else, you've been at work and it's been busy, so just take 1 second or 2 seconds just to kind of relax. And now what we're going to do in this realization process is we're going to keep our left hand on our lap, and we use our right hand. We're going to put it at different parts of our body. And each part at which we put it, we're going to say a statement. And the parts which we put our hand on correlate to the energy centers that were on that chart before. And the statements that we say are going to be used to awaken each of those energy centers and assist that little squiggly line, which we're going to call the Kundalini, to rise all the way to the top of our heads. So we might just start with our right hand on the left side of our chest, on our left heart. And we're going to say, and we're going to say a statement. And the statement is, am I the spirit? Because it's integral to us to say, am I the spirit? Am I this body? Am I this mind? Or am I the spirit? You just say it to yourself, am I the spirit? And then we're going to take our right hand a little bit down, just below our lowest rib on our left side. And we're going to say a statement to ourselves, and we're going to ask ourselves, am I my own guru? Am I my own teacher? Or is everyone else telling me what to do, what to think, and how to be? Or is there something within me that tells me that I am the person who tells the I in myself who I am? Am I going to do what other people tell me to do? Or Am I confident in myself and I can teach and guide myself? Am I the guru? Am I the spirit? Sorry, am I my own teacher? And just say to yourself quietly, am I my own teacher? And now we're going to put our hand a little bit down where our leg meets our hip on our left side. We're going to say something to ourselves. We're going to ask for realization. We're going to say, Mother, because we're going to address that Kundalini, that squiggly line. Mother Kundalini, please give me my realization. Please give me my realization. Please give me the pure knowledge of myself. And we're going to raise our hand right to where we had it before, below our lowest left rib. And we're going to say to ourselves, because now we have that pure knowledge, that realization. Mother Kundalini, I am my own guru. I am my own teacher. I'm not beholden to anyone. I am my own guru. I am my own teacher. And now we're going to raise our right hand onto the left side of our chest. We can say the affirmative, I am spirit. I am the spirit. I'm not this mind which distracts me. I'm not this body which feels hungry and tired. I am the spirit. And now we're going to put our right hand right where our neck meets our shoulder on the left side. And now because we're the spirit can't be guilty, it can't do wrong. So we're going to say to ourselves, I am not guilty. I am not guilty. And we're going to put our right hand right across our forehead and just let it sink into our lap a little bit down. Let the weight of your head sit in your right hand. Because we're the spirit, we're not guilty. We can forgive. We can forgive ourselves. We can forgive everyone. We can just let it go. It can have no power over us. All the things that might have happened or have happened, or the people that we feel guilty about, we can just forgive ourselves for anything we might have done. And you don't have to think of anything. You can just forgive yourself. You can forgive everyone and just let it wash away. And we can put our right hand on the back of our head and just tilt it back and let it rest in the palm of our hand again. And we can ask this Mother Kundalini, please forgive me. Please forgive me. You don't have to think of anything again. You just have to say, please forgive me, and let anything wash away and everything wash away. Now we can just put our right hand right on the top of our head, right where it was soft as a baby, right at the tippy top. We can just say to ourselves and say to this Mother Kundalini, please rise to the top of my head, to my Sahasrara. Please give me my realization. And if it's your second time or third of you've been here before, please strengthen my realization. Please rise to the top of my head. Please give me, please strengthen my realization, my connection to you. After a while, you can just raise it a little bit. Raise your right hand above the top of your head and feel with your right hand. Is it warm? Is it cold? Can you feel a little bit of a breeze? But don't imagine it, just have your attention there. And maybe swap, put your right hand on your lap and your left hand above your head. Just feel on your left hand. Then when you're ready, put your left hand down. Might just sit for 2 minutes. With our attention right at the top of our head, just enjoy the process. Let all the thoughts pass through and pass away. And if they come, we don't engage with them. Because we're the spirit, and we have our realization. We can just sit with our attention right at the top of our head. And if you get distracted, what you can do is you put your right hand in front of you, right at the in front of your stomach, and you just raise your right hand up as if you're pulling that Kundalini, that right up to the top of your head. You just place it there. We can do it 3 times. We've done it once. Just raise it one time. Raise it a third. And if you find yourself getting distracted or forgetting where your attention is, you can just do that and then just sit and enjoy the thoughtlessness. Might just have a little bit of music and just see how long you can stay in the state for. When you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Just feel above the head again. That energy that comes through as a cool breeze is a mothering energy. And it's interesting that it's placed above the first chakra on our subtle body, because that's the child. And I would imagine the greatest quality or relationship in our creation is the mother and child. Very fundamental and beautiful relationship. So they're together in us at the base, as the first chakra was created in innocence, then the Kundalini, the active energy, was created as the mother and child relationship. And it's done in innocence. It was saying before, that it's the base of the tree. It's the grounding part of ourself, it's the Mother Earth. We call the earth a Mother Earth. It's the same thing, it's the same quality reflected inside ourselves. If our Muladhara is okay, we actually a tendency to be more balanced. And it's like a child quality, childlike, not childish, childlike. And if you look at a young child playing, or a young puppy, or a duckling, there's something about them it's enchanting, and that's the innocence that they have within them. It's like the Mother Earth herself, with the flowers and all the nature. That's all created in innocence, and that's the beauty of the creation. We're the only things that can go away from that, because we have ego to have free choice. So it's important that the Muladhara is steady within ourselves, because that allows this to function in a stronger level, the mothering energy to rise up through, because it's supported. It's like the pot with a plant in it. You have the soil that's good and fertile, it'll grow well. Same with a tree or anything in nature. If the soil is sound and fertile, that's a fundamental thing that'll grow better. And it's the same within us. And we haven't always, as a human being, stayed on that one. We've wandered away, and it's actually caused problems. But the beautiful thing about realization is that all this within inside ourselves, once it's awakened, the mothering energy, through the practice of meditation, it can all be resurrected and restored. We forgive ourselves and go on as a quality within ourselves. And when you feel that within you, it's a beautiful quality. And as I said, it's like the quality of the child. There's nothing better to see, because it attracts our heart, and you can't help but love that beautiful quality of innocence. So Shri Mataji talks about it quite often in her talks, and she's always stressed it as how important it is, because it's, as I said, it's the foundation of ourselves. And when that's sturdy and solid, we're much more sound.
No, I think it's right. I think it's very important, because it's the first thing that allows us to get that energy, that kundalini, to rise above our head. Because you mentioned the word ego. In using your ego and thinking and doing things, you start to move away from being innocent and being simple and straightforward. And if you want to kind of go back to being that quiet place right at the top when we first get our realization, and every time we meditate, to get there, you kind of have to push your ego aside.
Put aside, yeah.
And just be simple and quiet.
Because the ego can cover here,
yeah,
or your conditioning cover, and they got to drop to allow this to rise. It's like a simple principle in a way. And if you practice the meditation, you actually feel it within you. As you can sit down to meditate, you find the mind chattering away, and you say, I forgive, and you keep trying to keep, not forcing it or anything, keep it to float up to here. You can actually feel it within you. Oh, that's the process. That's how we're made. And once the mothering energy comes up, as you said, we let the ego and conditioning, okay, I'm here, I'm not with you here, I'm here. They actually, down they come. You can actually feel it within you as a beautiful thing. It is very subtle, and it needs the practice of meditation to feel it within you, and it's there to be felt. That's a beautiful thing about Sahaja Yoga. It's there for you to feel, not what we say, or we're not selling it because there's no money involved. It's very much a personal experience, and that it is a subtle one, but be aware of what you feel with it, and as it grows, it can't be replaced.
And all those little kind of qualities that a child has, like being careful and simple and
simplicity,
quiet and
wise, wisdom,
and
very important.
Feeling something for what it is, not kind of trying to think your way through it through a math problem.
No,
all of those
happens.
things come right from that bottom energy center or chakra, and they're really the kind of what the foundation that allows us to kind of start that process.
It's a bit like the blossoming or growing of a tree. The tree doesn't think about it, just becomes that beautiful flower, the rose or whatever it may be. And it's the same thing within us, where we have to allow it to blossom within ourselves and become that. I know it can sound a little bit fanciful, but it's there for us to actually feel. I don't want to sort of get too carried away about it, but it's actually there for us to feel. And this is what's been mentioned historically, is that we are to feel that, whether it's yoga or self-realization or resurrection, whatever, same thing. It's there for us to feel. And this is why Shri Mataji started Sahaja Yoga in 1970, so people could feel it for themselves, which is beyond where we are or whatever. As long as we're a human, that's there to rise. And the process that Madhav took us through was to feel that and strengthen it so we become much more aware of it. That's the beauty of it. And Sahaja means simple and spontaneous, and it is. Just get this out of the way, and it can happen. Like, as I said, like the sprouting of the seed or the blossoming of a flower. It's a process which has already been designed to happen. All we have to do is allow it to happen. Don't get our head in the way.
And it's that little bit at the beginning, the becoming feeling, all those kind of things that you have to kind of innately trust yourself to experience for the first time.
Yep.
And they'll happen right at the bottom. And that's why and Shri Mataji emphasizes that chakra, the Muladhara, right at the bottom, because that's how you kind of really get started. And once you get started, things become easier and you have the feeling, but you kind of have to trust the feeling to come, and it may not come straight away sometimes.
Well, it is a change, it is a growth. The Kundalini sparks it into life on its awakening, and then be patient, let it occur, and then, as you said, it's a becoming. It's like a growth, a resurrection, a growth to a point. And the point we aim for is to be our spirit in the heart, which is the eternal presence within us in a loving way and a quiet and joyful way. But we have to be tenacious, patient, and let it occur, because the advantages as you develop it are very beautiful, because you feel it within you.
The one thing I like that you always say is you have to be kind to yourself. I think
kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad, guilty, and don't force it with the ego, or the other opposite that is ego. I'm going to make this work. That's not it. Or, oh, it's not working, I'm hopeless. No, let it happen. The centre is like that. That's why the centre is opened by the Kundalini. It's a spontaneous thing. It's that you got to let it occur. And you, as you said, you got to let it happen. You got to get the ego and the conditioning out of the way. They have a purpose. They're there for our character, but you got to let them drop and let it awaken. And that's surrendering of the thinking in the sense of forgive and let it occur. But don't let anything get in the way of your mind. That's the important thing. Yeah.
Should we watch a talk?
Sorry?
Should we watch a talk? I think there's a nice
talk
by Shri Mataji.
Yeah.
We've got scoped up. Oh,
Just repeat that because I had you on mute.
Right.
But as Kundalini rises, on every center, you start getting the light of that center. At the first center, you get back your innocence. Your eyes become innocent. Your behavior becomes innocent. You are not filled with lust and greed. You don't look at things with lust and greed, but you look at things with innocence, which is a very big thing that people have lost, and that you get back. And such a person develops many qualities. One of them is that such a person is full of fragrance. Such a person has a tremendous gravity. Tremendous gravity. And such a person has tremendous dynamism, and attraction is a bad word, so I don't want to use it, but magnetic. His magnet is awakened within him. This is the center of your magnet, of the earth. Such a person develops a tremendous sense of roads, and sense of direction. You place him anywhere, he will know where to go, like birds. You place birds anywhere, they know which side is north, south, east, west. In the same way, you also develop your lost innocence and your magnet within you by which you have proper direction. But the highest of all, you develop the proper direction to wisdom, which is the wise thing to do. You just don't do stupid things. You just don't do. Even if you ever try to do it, you will not do it because you know it is so stupid. Just you don't do it. I mean, it is so simple to be wise than to be stupid. Because if you have to be stupid, you have to go out of the way to be stupid and idiotic. But if you want to be normal and wise, is the easiest thing to do. But what people do is to do things that would make them more and more stupid, nonsensical. Because also some people told me they do it, the reason being they think they have a nuisance value. Like in London now we have one funny stuff going on, they call it what? Punk rock. You see, it's a funny stuff. Now, poor things, they don't know what they are doing. And I think only value of that punk rock system is this, that they try to sort of make a nuisance out of them so that people feel attracted towards them, or sort of a significance out of them. But when you become a realized soul, you realize your significance because you understand you are part and parcel of the whole, and that your significance is to give realization to others. The highest of highest. That's what you have to do. Now you are a saint. And that's how the whole attitude of cheapishness, of outward shallowness finishes, and you become a serene, dignified personality. This is not possible through any sermon, any lecture. It is only possible when the Kundalini rises, you become like a very dignified child. Very dignified child. I had seen one beautiful painting done of Mother Mary being taught first time. If you see her as a child, she is a very dignified personality. As a child, she is about 10 years of age. I have seen my own grandchildren who are not very old but extremely dignified. They walk like kings, behave like kings. In every behavior, you find there's such a dignity. They'll never do something shallow. They'll never ask for anything. They never weep for anything. They never cry for anything. They are so dignified and they understand it so well what is dignity is. I don't have to tell them because they are born realized. In the same way, you become that. Nobody has to tell you that do this or do that. But you understand that you must have self-respect. This happens to you automatically. This is actualization. Nobody has to tell you that you be dignified, you just become. I have seen people who were absolutely absurd. Even from this punk rock we got some people. And they were so changed that people could not recognize them. But one thing bad has happened with this punk rock, that they put some sort of dye in their head, and since then their eyes became very weak. Because these dyes, I think, make the optic lobe covered with some sort of a color, and you can't see properly, and the eyes became very weak. And it took some time for us to remove the effect of those dyes from their head. We go headlong. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong. in this world if it is a stupid fool. But for a wise man, there are very many things which are absolutely wrong, and there are very many things which are absolutely correct. So you develop your wisdom by this first center.
We might do a quick meditation and a balancing. You gonna do that, Uncle Philip? Yeah, okay.
As there are three channels within us, in our human awareness, we use the left and right. After Kundalini awakening, we have the central channel. And to remain on that, we need to balance. If we feel on our hand, say, that the left hand is more tinglier and warmer than the right, we leave left hand open on our lap and drop the right hand towards the earth. Once again, we're using the magnetic quality of the Mother Earth here to help us. And when we do this, we're asking the Kundalini to clear and balance our left side. All we have to do is desire it, because the job of the Kundalini is to do this for us. That's her purpose within us. You can do this while meditating, because it works spontaneously. That's if we feel our left hand is warmer and much more tinglier or heavier than the right hand. And this could alter from day to day, depending on what happens around us. Don't think too much about it, just go on what you feel on your hands. You just ask the left side to be clear and cooler and more balanced. If it's the right hand we're feeling warmer and heavier, if we're overactive or think too much, open our right hand on our lap and bend the arms with the fingers towards the sky, allowing us the energy to vent and cool the right side. If we get over busy, physically or mentally, it will register on the right hand. We can also do this while we've got our eyes closed, keeping our attention on the top. We allow the Kundalini, that energy, to correct and make a balance within us. That's why it is there. Our modern society today, with all the technology and all the things happening, is quite speedy. It's become a constant problem, particularly with the younger generation in this era. There's many things that are happening can make the right side overactive. You can do this for 5 or minutes until you can actually probably feel each hand become cooling, much cooler as you do this. Take our right hand and lift our Kundalini again, just to strengthen that central channel of the Kundalini. To be balanced within is quite a Well, it's just a very wise thing, because everything in nature has to be balanced to grow in its planned way. And for us to evolve after Kundalini awakening, we need to be in the centre, so we can actually attain the spirit within our heart. And by doing this, balancing can help us. At the end of the day, you might feel that you've been hectic and you come home, just have a meditation to clear the right side. Sometimes you might feel on the left hand. Whatever you're feeling at that moment is important. Don't try to intellectualize it too much. Just let it occur. Whatever you're feeling on the hands. And you'll most likely feel, when you finish doing that, the Kundalini is actually stronger, because these two lobes of the brain, the left and right, agya, drop, allowing that to become stronger. That's one of the big secrets of this, is letting it happen.
And I think it takes a little bit of wisdom, which is one of the qualities of the Muladhara, that it's not a puzzle you can think your way through.
No, don't think your way through it.
It's
because that'll blow up the right side.
But it's something that you just have to kind of be wise enough to pay a bit of attention to yourself.
Yeah.
And let things happen.
Yeah. Well, this is part of what Shri Mataji describes as becoming our own teacher, which is one of the affirmations for here. It's becoming our own teacher. By learning from the Sahaja Yoga programs about your own system, how the hand relates to this system, our subtle body, you can interpret yourself. You don't judge yourself in a, oh, I'm no good or whatever. You don't do that. You just look, oh, I need this. Or I need this. Or I need this, if you feel your heart finger or something like that. You learn to do what's needed at a particular time. And that can be changed from day to day, whatever your circumstances are. And this is where you feel in the moment the present of how you are, and then you can do these simple things which actually correct it. And as you said, it's a wise way. It's basically it's a quality of the Muladhara, which we were talking about before, is that wisdom. It's a wisdom about ourselves, to look at ourselves, but in a good way. Don't feel bad about yourself or over joyful about yourself. Just it's a centered thing that you can feel. Yeah.
It's being honest. Kind of sometimes you may not want to say to yourself, well, maybe, I am feeling a bit down today. And I've been a bit of a grump. That's fine.
But you got to see that within yourself. Yeah. But you can actually, after a while, you go, oh, here I go. You can sort of look at yourself, go, oops, I'm not feeling. But you can sort of laugh at it in a way, but also do the thing to correct it. And it's very reflective. This is like a mirror, and it's honest. So you just look at it. But as I said, you don't, oh, poor me, or okay, that's the way I'm at the moment. Let it work out. Yeah.
And should we do one more meditation?
Oh, I think we're good.
But we might, just before it, do a little process, which is usually kind of the thing we do when we start and when we finish.
Yeah.
And if you remember, right at the beginning of today's session, we did affirmations on each side of ourselves. This is the quick way of doing it. And all you do is, what we're going to do is really raise the Kundalini and give ourselves a bandhan. So the first thing you would do is we raise the Kundalini, we raise our left hand slowly and revolve our right around it. We tie a knot. What we're doing is we're just raising the Kundalini with our attention and tying it to the top of our head. And we do it a second time. We do it 3 times in all. We tie 2 knots. And the reason we do 3 is because they're 3 channels. So 1 for each. That's 3. And then we do a bandhan, just to give ourselves a little bit of protection as we go through the process. We start with our right hand on our left. We raise it in an arc back and back to our left. We do that 7 times. That's 6, 7. And we do that right when we want to start and finish a meditation. So why don't we start now? Just put our hands on our lap, take a big deep breath, and just look at ourselves. But keep our eyes closed. When I say look at ourselves, just be aware of yourself, where you are and how you feel. And then what we'll do is we'll get our right hand, or raise the Kundalini. Raise it right to the top of our head. We'll do that once, and we'll just let it sit there. We'll do it a second time, and we'll do it 3 times again. And just keep our attention right at the top of our head. And I think there might be some music that kind of just help us meditate. But what we'll do is we'll sit, so we'll just let things happen. We'll be aware of ourselves, and we'll be thoughtless, but we'll be aware that we're thoughtless. And if a thought comes, we just let it go. Because they may come, that's okay, because they're not part of us. So we might just open our eyes and we'll probably finish the meditation, the same thing that we did to begin it. So we'll raise our left hand and revolve our right around it, keeping our intention right at the top of our head once. And then we'll do it a second time, and twice, and then a third time. Then we'll give ourselves a bandha, and we do that 7 times. 4, 5, 6, 7. And I don't know if you had any parting words.
Just to meditate each day. Take a quarter of an hour, 20 minutes. Lift your kundalini as Madhav demonstrated. Put your bandhan on. Use a candle, a photograph of Shri Mataji if you have. Lift your kundalini, keep your attention here. And if you're feeling, as we did before, balance while your meditation, don't pressure yourself. Let your attention float to there, above the 2 lobes of the brain, which are the superego and ego. You go to there. That's a process. You go to there. If your mind is busy, I forgive, because that's a quality here. By forgiving, we let go of things. Very great quality given to us. Lift the kundalini and be patient with yourself. You'll have better days than others, but if your mind's chatty, like that, you're feeling sort of down, left side. It's what you're feeling on your hands. I won't nag too much, but the secret is to meditate each day, if you can in the morning and at night time. Morning's the best time because it's quieter. Find time to do it and let it develop. Simple as that. And thank you.
Questions or comments or feedback? How did people feel? Did people have good weeks? Did you have a good week?
Sorry?
Did you have a good week?
Good week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know where it went, but anyway, it's good. Yeah. All the best with your meditation. Yeah.
We've got a concert we do on continue meditating.
Yep. Good night.
Thank you. Bye.
I just thought this is worth explaining because when you start to understand what's happening, it becomes interesting when you can follow along. So, Abhishek Gorka, who's a brilliant sarod player who I'm also currently learning from, he taught me this thing called chand. So basically it's a pattern, and how it works is you fit a number of beats into the pattern within the time cycle. So we've got Khanda Jati and Mishra Jati. So Khanda Jati is 5 beats within one. So it's hard to explain, sorry. So it's essentially Khanda Jati means 5 and Mishra Jati means 7. So I'll start with Khanda Jati and then expand on Mishra Jati, and then yeah, we'll see what happens. Thank you.
Well, good night to you all, and just do your meditation each day and join us again to learn more and to learn how to look after yourself. Good night.
It reaches to the top when we do the procedure. Why it comes down again? It comes down because of our thinking process also. Usually also, oh, this is not right, it's not right. So it comes down.